We're in the business end of the World Cup. We are in the final stages. We've reached the semi-final, the final four teams, the biggest nations in football, the nations everybody expected to reach this part of the World Cup, to reach this stage of the tournament. England, Argentina, France, Spain, household names in international football. It's kind of, I don't like saying that about England because I'm not going to lie to you, we've only won one World Cup and one Euros, I believe. But yeah, anyway, um, I've been away for personal reasons. I'm back making long form content, which is weird. It feels weird to sit here for longer than 2 minutes and record a short video for shorts or reels or, TikTok itself. It feels weird, but it's nice to be back because it feels like I can have a lengthy conversation, pause, with whoever's watching, with the subscribers who are watching. And to anyone who's subscribed for Chelsea content, it's coming. It will be here eventually. But the talk of the town is the World Cup, and the talk of the town is transfers. We're not really doing too much in the market. We'll get into that in another video, but it's fine. And with that being said, like and subscribe. If you're here, you're watching it. I have a personal goal, which is to reach 100 subscribers. I think 98% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to my channel, which is insane. And if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the 19th of July, which is the end of the World Cup. Please and thank you. So you're probably wondering, or you've read the title of the video and you know exactly what we're getting into, right? We are going to be reviewing the quarterfinals. How did these great nations reach where they reached? There'll be slight bias towards England. The flag is there for all to see. But we'll be doing it in chronological order. We'll go through some of the games and I guess some of my thoughts, as opposed to having a reaction video to each and every result of the quarterfinal. But without further ado, let's get into it. So Morocco versus France. Morocco is a very technical, ball to feet, stylistically free-flowing team. And they've gotten to where they've gotten to as a result of that. A semi-final in the 2022 World Cup, the final of the AFCON, technical winners of the AFCON, and now a quarter-final of the World Cup. Props to them, because African nations were never taken seriously in these competitions, ever. And Morocco is showing the world that, no, we have something to say about that. Even Senegal, to a degree, they could have and should have reached the quarterfinals. They should have beaten Belgium, but it is what it is. And I have no doubts that they would have beaten the USA. No doubts that they would have beaten the USA. Far too physical. But yeah, I think Morocco had far too much respect for France. I feel like the transitional play of the team, it didn't yield anything. It didn't yield a goal. It didn't end with any sort of something for you to be excited about. Brahim Diaz looked confused every time he'd received the ball. Bouadi looked out of his depth, and it was a three-man midfield versus a two-man midfield of France. And you'd think they would be overrun. No, by all means, it was the complete opposite. It was as if the two-man midfield in Tchouaméni and Rabiot was more than enough to handle them. And that's it. That's how it played out. Which is unfortunate. I would have liked a fairy tale, some kind. We've seen Norway reach the quarterfinals. We'll get into that and how that ended, but we saw them get quite far into the competition. We've seen some surprises and some shocks, right? Cabo Verde taking the game to Argentina. Egypt taking the game to Argentina. There's a common denominator there. But we've seen some insane runs, some insane results. Even Cabo Verde. Was it Cabo Verde who finished above Uruguay, I believe? Was it? Yeah, it was Cabo Verde who qualified ahead of Uruguay. And let's not forget Paraguay eliminating Germany. There's been so many narratives, so many stories. All these stories which are making the World Cup as amazing as it is, right? But this wasn't the case at all. France, we keep using the same adjectives over and over again, right? Deadly, lethal, potent, mercurial, electric. But that's how you describe these players in Doué, Dembele, Elise, and Mbappe. It's disgusting in a lot of ways. It's absolutely. You have a Ballon d'Or winner, two-footed Dembele. You have the athleticism and pace and speed and just lethalness of Mbappe. Then you have the free-flowing, silky, creative dribbling of Elise, and you have the deft touch of Doué. It's so much, and it was too much. It was too much for Morocco. You saw that in the way Mbappe took his goal, opened up his body. Just granted, he missed a penalty, but he showed that we said, everyone, look, I've missed a penalty, but I'm going to show you what I can do. Takes on his right and just curls it past him. The angle was insane to get it past the defender, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like it's beautiful football. And then Dembele's goal, I feel like both their goals were signature of who they are as players. Dembele to take it and drive. Okay, Bono should have done a better job, but he took the goal brilliantly, takes the ball, drives down the middle, hits it with his right, and he just gets it in. Like, that's just what it is. That's how, those are signature goals of those two players. And like I've said, I feel like Morocco showed them way too much respect. Ended in 2-0. It's as simple as that. And you can't look past, you can't see any other outcome than France winning it. You kind of want, like I said, you want something different. You want a fairy tale, especially us or myself as an England fan. I myself would love to see England win it. I'd love to see them beat Argentina. I wouldn't mind seeing France get to the final and then England beating France. But honestly, we'll get into that. We'll discuss their team and sort of how I think the game will play out against Spain later on in the video tomorrow, which is what that's going to be. But on to the next game, right? So Spain versus Belgium. Look, I have said Spain play the best football in the World Cup in a TikTok. And I'm not saying the most exciting. I'm saying the best in terms of how much they adhere to their system, how much they stylistically stick to Spanish football being a passing game, possession-based, recycling the ball until there's a clear-cut opportunity to shoot and get a goal, right? It's testament to that is their results within the game. 1-0s, 2-1s, the likes, right? These one-goal different games, unless it's an opposition which is far, far, far inferior to Spain. But it played out exactly how I think Spain wanted it to play out. People in my comments were saying, oh, they just scraped past Belgium. There's no way they'll beat France, blah, 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 blah. I think that's just how they wanted it. You know, the first goal which was taken, you know, we had Lamine Yamal and Pedro Porro who have that relationship that was developing throughout the tournament. I've been saying that we've forgotten what Pedro Porro is as a fullback. He's still a brilliant fullback. He's still a pacey, marauding, attacking threat as a fullback. Don't get it twisted because of Tottenham's finish within the Premier League. Don't get it twisted because of their form. Under a different manager, De La Fuente, case in point, you can see what he offers going forward. And that's great, right? That yielded a goal for Spain. The play between the two to get into the box and to get into a dangerous zone and then have it finished. Okay, granted, it was a couple yards out, whatever, and from a mistake, but that's fine. They got their goal. We see that their flaws exist aerially, right? So Belgium took their goal by having De Bruyne with a brilliant bit of, you know, a throwback to him being able to pick a pass out to get it to the wing, get it to the far side, crossed him for how do you pronounce his name? De Catalara, that's it. For De Catalara to win a header, right? So aerially, Spain aren't the best. So, you know, at this point, it's 1-1. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, this could go either way. But I feel like everybody thought it could go either way. I feel like I was one of the only people who said, no, in actuality, this is exactly how Spain wanted to go. And I can only see a 2-1 win. Especially when Mr. Marino came on, the most clutch player in the World Cup, along with Christian Romero, because let's not forget what he's been doing for Argentina. My God. This guy, you want him as an 8? You have him as an 8. You want him as a 6? You can have him as a 6. You want to turn the 6 upside down? Wait, it's a 9 now. Shout out to Drake. I love that. This guy's mad. Honestly, mad. And Laman should have done way better than he did. But he didn't. Spills the ball. Mourinho's there, cleans up. It's 2-1, game's done. Again, I just think people talk about script writers. I think De La Fuente's writing his own script. He said, yeah, this is just how it's going to play out. Yeah, 2-1. I'll take the win. And stylistically, France batters oppositions. England is scraping by. Argentina's scraping by. But Spain's not... I don't think Spain's scraping by. I think Spain are winning the way that they want to win. I keep saying it's the way they want to win. I don't think England wanted to win like that, and Argentina don't want to win like that. France are different. We can't put them in the same conversation. But with that being said, I think this will be the more exciting semi-final. This will be the way more exciting semi-final. But I'll explain again. I will explain tomorrow why. Because we're sticking to chronological order. Third game. England. That wasn't me faking it, by the way. I'm genuinely gassed for this. Had all the boys round, had my England shirt on. I am gassed. Like, do you know how mad this is? In our lifetime, as football fans, we're seeing England in a semi-final. How? I keep mind games. I love it. It's mad. And if you're not excited for this, get excited. Every football fan across England who supports Chelsea United, Arsenal, Tottenham, whoever, we're all one. We are all one. I highly, highly doubt any of our nations are in the semi-finals. Egypt and Ghana, gone. Congo, gone. Jamaica, never qualified. Senegal, gone. We are a melting pot of ethnicities within this country, and majority of those flavors are gone. What we got bangers and mash left over. There's nothing else. It's just bangers and mash. And we're going to love it. We're going to enjoy it. But boy, oh boy, was that rough. My God, that was a rough result. Honestly, England didn't... I kept saying it. I think it was after the 20th minute, yeah? I was like looking up and just seeing Norway bop it about the park. And I went, we're not even comfortable in our own ends. And by that, I mean, from a quality standpoint, it's night and day between England and Norway. You can't tell me that they're talking to each other. They're not talking to each other. England have Premier League quality spread across the pitch, have a standout player in La Liga and Jude Bellingham there. Top goal scorer across Europe's top 5 leagues. Harry Kane is there. There is no way, with the exception to Haaland, who is one of, if not the best striker in the world, who's talking to the likes of Mbappe and Harry Kane. After that, it's like Martin Odegaard, and even then, he's kind of out of favour at Arsenal. He's not, Arsenal fans aren't too bothered if he were to leave the club tomorrow. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's one of them ones where we just didn't look comfortable. We didn't. We really didn't look comfortable. And that Norway goal confused everybody. I'm sure the referee was even confused. I'm sure the referee looked up and said, he double-checked it. He had to... Weird. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna put that to the side. But it's concerning that England keep conceding. It's concerning that we're conceding, whether through defensive frailties or through Pickford's lack of ability to save a long shot. That's extremely concerning, the amount of goals that we are... I say we. I am English. I'm concerned with the goals that we can see. 2 against Croatia, 2 against Mexico. Didn't score against Ghana. I feel really disgusting saying that. And a goal conceded to Norway now, right? So there's something to worry about there. And I don't know how Thomas Tuchel fixes that. But anyway, the equaliser, right? Jude Bellingham, the equaliser. Jude... Can't even fit it. Hold on. Jude Bellingham. You are Captain England. There's Captain America, and then there's Captain England. First of all, I owe an apology. Put it on record, put it on tapes, I don't care. I'm not going to run and hide from it. I thought his chain was fake. I thought athleticism and timing and getting into the box and being in the right place can only get you so far. No, it's taking you all the way there. The Google Maps journey has ended, but he's still managed to, he's gone past it. He's gone further than I could have imagined. I'm sorry. I am sorry for thinking eye test and technical ability is everything and anything. I'm sorry. Jude Bellingham, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the ball through the middle in the box to drive past, hit it with your left foot, weak foot, and bury it. Brother, you can be whatever you want to be. Whatever you want to be it. You want to be it. He's supposed to be a 10, but he plays like a 9. Do you know I read something? Who was it that posted it? There was like, I can't remember who, but it was someone on Twitter, like one of the content creators, right? They said Jude Bellingham's dad was a non-league striker who scored like an insane amount of goals. It was hold on, I actually want to check quickly. Mark Bellingham was made to wait, but he finally netted 700 goals in non-league football. So his dad's a striker, granted it's non-league football. But, you know, there's something there, there's a knack there, there's an ability there that's been passed on and he's learned the lesson to be in the right place at the right time. And then, you know, at 1-1, it's weird because it's like Norway had their chances. Like, we should have been 2-0 down when Sorloth went through and he didn't square it to Haaland. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. We should have been 2-0 down. Managed to get it to 1-1. And even then, when it was off, I was thinking to myself, okay, at 1-1, maybe, just maybe, England will light a fire up their own asses and start running and dominating possession. It wasn't the case. Norway was still bopping it about the park. And do you know what brought absolute anxiety and panic to me? Was Nusa and Bob weren't even on. They came on, I started panicking. My heart was done. I was getting worried. My mouth was dry. But then I saw Tuchel bring on Reece James. I felt safe. I felt comfortable. I was happy. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I really don't know. The thing is with these kind of results, it's just like for Jude Bellingham to come and save us via a rebound from a poor goalkeeping error, it shouldn't amount to that. It's not. We should not be playing the same sport as Norway. Credit to them being a dark horse. Well done. Hats off to you. But at the end of the day, it really shouldn't have reached that point. But hey ho, that's how the game was played. And again, you know, I guess it goes to show possession isn't everything. Possession doesn't tell the whole story, which is, I don't know what's going to happen. But again, we'll get into the preview against Argentina. And speaking of Argentina, another team who you would expect to bop Switzerland about in the park. You'd look at the scoreline and say, oh, 3-1. Okay, over 120 minutes. All right, cool. Argentina is a team that I feel like is riding their luck. As much as I'm a Messi fan and as much as I would love to see history made, I would love to see history made in the sense of a back-to-back win. Take politics out of this. For anybody watching this, I separate politics and football. For me, what happens on the pitch is on the pitch. If they cheat, right, let's scrutinize them for cheating on the pitch. Whatever happens outside of it, I'm not interested. That's just me personally. Yeah, Argentina. I didn't watch it. It was at 2 a.m, so I watched the highlights. Yeah, so I'm gonna go off of the highlights. They grabbed the goal early on. Lionel Messi corner. McAllister of all people rising to get the header. Which, by the way, is interesting because Argentina have scored quite a few headers. Romero, I think he scored twice from a corner. You've got Enzo Fernandez's winner against Egypt. You got the McAllister goal against Switzerland. Aerially, they seem threatening, which is crazy because I don't attribute height and jumping ability to Argentina, by all means, if you look at the average height of the team as well. But they seem to be getting their headers in. And then Switzerland, they take their goal. Is it Ndoye? Ndoye looks good, you know. Ndoye looks good. Like, he looks like he's got good close control, can get past the man. He finally, I saw in the highlights that he had like maybe a couple, two chances, right? Before he got his goal. And then he finally managed to get in the back of the net. But the way he took it was beautifully. The way he opened up his body, Martinez is by the near post, obviously to cover as much space as possible. And he still managed to sort of open his body and get into the other side, right? Get into the other corner where Martinez isn't covering. So I think I think it was a really, really good goal. Really well taken goal. Switzerland had a few chances. Argentina had more majority of the chances of the game. Especially towards the end. Again, another corner where Lisandro Martinez goes for like an acrobatic finish, and then you have Lautaro Martinez almost flick it on as the ball's coming towards him, and that could have been like the last kick of the game, so to speak. Extra time comes along, and Argentina just peppering. From what I saw in the highlights, Argentina are peppering Switzerland's goal, like absolutely battering it. And it took a moment of individual brilliance, and finally, Alvarez, where have you been, buddy? Where have you been? Nice to see some quality from you. Nice to see a contribution. I heard he's got like an injury. He was not 100% fine, whatever. But like, I'm expecting more of him, especially against the opposition they've been facing. But yeah, a brilliant, that was an even insaner, it's not even a word, an insaner take from him. To cut on his right and then curl it. Beautiful technique. Beautiful, like you could just see the ball spinning and hit the back of the net. And yeah, then Argentina decided, let's just kill off the game. You know, hit Switzerland on the counter, managed to get their third goal, and that's it. But like I said, I don't really expect much from Argentina. It's not luck. It's a mixture of luck, questionable decisions, and their fight. They have fought tooth and nail to get to where they are. Whether they're fighting for Messi or whether they're fighting for history to be in the history books is a different story altogether. But yeah, we're here in the semi-final. We have reached the crunching or the crunch time, the business hours, the business end of the World Cup. We're here. Tomorrow, I'll put out a video which will be a preview of the semi-final, what I can expect, what I hope to see. Who of those four to reach the final? Because you'll have to find out tomorrow. But like I said, like and subscribe. If you've watched all the way through, you are an absolute legend. I doubt anybody's watched all the way through. But if you have, and you've reached this point, you're a legend. Comment below if you've reached this point. Like, literally, leave a comment and I'll send you £1 in the bank. Yeah, how about that? All right, love.